Hey everyone, welcome to Senior Living News with Dale Corpus, powered by the Simplify Senior Transitions podcast. I'm Dale Corpus, a senior transition specialist and real estate expert based in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I read all the nerdy senior living and aging research articles so you don't have to, and then I pull out the stuff that actually matters for your family. This week we got a seriously fun lineup. 1, a new study showing that just a few minutes of movement a day can cut dementia risk. 2, why intergenerational living, seniors and students together, is becoming a real housing trend. 3, seniors in Japan throwing hands in Tekken 8 and breaking stereotypes in esports. 4, a new place-agnostic care model that blurs the line between home care and senior living. 5, quick bite, an 85-year-old finally gets to go skydiving thanks to her senior living community. 6, tip of the week, the steps with a purpose approach for your aging parent. 7, fun fact, how many therapy horses are beating loneliness in senior living? Let's jump in. First up, the no excuses brain health story of the week. A new study from Johns Hopkins found that even small amounts of moderate to vigorous physical activity are linked to big reductions in dementia risk for older adults. We're talking things like brisk walking, light cycling, climbing stairs, short bursts of movement, not marathons. Researchers found that as little as 5 minutes a day of this kind of movement was associated with a meaningful reduction in dementia risk in older adults. Here's the key takeaway for families. You don't need to convince mom to join CrossFit. You just need to help her walk to the mailbox a few extra times, take the long way around the block, do a couple of brisk laps in the hallway, add a tiny bit of huff and puff into the day. Movement is medicine, especially for the brain. Next, a trend I absolutely love, intergenerational living. Across the United States and globally, more communities are pairing college students with seniors in shared or connected housing. An article from Senior Housing News says 2024 to 2025 has seen a real wave of new intergenerational models, from student apartments attached to retirement communities to shared campuses where seniors and students eat, volunteer, and attend events together. At St. Olaf College in Minnesota, students can now live in an intergenerational community connected to a local retirement community. What started as a temporary housing fix during dorm renovations is becoming a long-term program because feedback was so positive. Why this matters? Seniors get built-in social connection and energy. Students get affordable housing and mentorship. Both sides report less loneliness and more purpose. Questions to ask when touring communities in the Bay Area: do you partner with any local schools or colleges? Do you bring students or youth groups in regularly beyond just holiday performances? Are there opportunities for ongoing intergenerational programs, not just once-a-year events? If a community is leaning into intergenerational living, that's a huge green flag for engagement. Story 3 might be my favorite this week. In Japan, an organization called Care Esports hosted a Tekken 8 tournament just for seniors living in care homes with competitors aged 67 to 93. One of the breakout stars, a 73-year-old grandmother, Yoshi Murabi, who won the tournament using the character Panda, beating another 73-year-old in a nail-biter final. The event had professional commentary, post-match interviews, a full live stream, and seniors trash-talking each other politely. Why this matters beyond the full headline? It's social. Seniors are competing, cheering, and laughing. It's cognitive. Gaming requires reaction time and strategy. It breaks the stereotype that senior fun is just bingo and chair yoga. For families and communities here in the US, ask your parents' community has video games or e-sport style activities. Even simple Nintendo Switch games or Wii bowling nights can light people up. And if your parent is still at home, maybe your next check-in visit is actually a Mario Kart tournament. Now let's zoom out to the business and care model side. Home Health Care News recently covered a trend called place-agnostic models. Basically, care companies that don't care where you live, at home, in independent living, assisted living, or something in between. The idea, instead of thinking home care versus senior living, providers create one flexible network of services that can follow you as your needs change. Some operators are partnering with senior living communities to deliver on-site home health services. using remote monitoring and virtual care to keep people safe without forcing a move, blending wellness programs, rehab, and non-medical support into one continuous system. Why this matters for Bay Area families: your parent might not need to choose between staying home or moving. There may be hybrid options. You can build a care plan around needs, not addresses. It gives you more flexibility if health changes quickly. When you're talking to providers, a great question is, if my parents' needs change, can your services adapt even if they moved or we shift from home to senior living? You want partners to think beyond the building. Quick bite, and this one is pure joy. In Missouri, an 85-year-old woman named Charlotte Wazinski finally achieved her lifelong dream of going skydiving, thanks to a program at her senior living community called Dream Come True. Her late husband was a paratrooper and she always wanted to follow in his footsteps. The community helped arrange the whole jump, and yes, she absolutely loved it. This is what great senior living can look like, not just care, but bucket list energy. Tip of the week: steps with a purpose. Let's tie this back to something practical you can do this week. Based on that dementia and movement research, here's a simple framework I use with families called Steps with a Purpose. When you visit your aging parent, try to pair every conversation with a bit of walking. Talk about the grandkids while walking to the mailbox, review bills, then walk one lap around the block. Chat about senior living options while doing slow hallway laps. You're not telling them to exercise, you're inviting them to do life while moving. Even 5 to 10 minutes of extra walking, especially at a slightly brisk pace, can make a real difference over time in brain health and overall function. Tiny habit, huge long-term upside. Fun fact to close this out: in New York City, 2 miniature therapy horses, Pearl and Aiden, recently visited a senior living community in Manhattan, and residents absolutely melted. The visit was run by a nonprofit that does equine-assisted therapy. Staff said it was a step above puppy therapy for some residents dealing with anxiety, depression, or loneliness. Other communities are seeing similar benefits from therapy animals in general, everything from lower stress and more smiles to better engagement, especially for residents with dementia. So yes, miniature horses in Manhattan apartments might sound wild, but it keeps seniors feel seen, calm, and connected. I'm all for it. And that wraps up Senior Living News with Dale Corpus for the week of November 17th, 2025. Today we covered how just a few minutes of movement can protect the brain, seniors and students reshaping housing together, grandmas winning Tekken 8 tournaments in Japan, new care models that follow you, not your address, an 85-year-old skydiver, and miniature horses beating loneliness in Manhattan. If this helped you stay ahead on senior living, hit like, share, and subscribe so more families can get smarter about senior care. For consultations, visit www.simplifyseniortransitions.com or message me on Instagram at SoulByDale. You can also catch this show on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And reviews really do help more families find this. I'm Dale Corpus. Stay curious, stay compassionate, and I'll see you next week.